let's rank the top 5 needs the 49ers have heading into the offseason. We talk about quarterback every day for like 35 of the 45 minutes of the show, but it may not be the number, or it may be the number 1 need on the team. I think this is interesting. Let's rank them, starting with Maverick.
I kind of just didn't include quarterback in my rankings when I did this because I just didn't want to talk about it for a little bit. But I went tackles number 1 because I think they have to figure that out, whether it's Trent Williams, Terran Armstead, a draft pick, Alejandro Villanueva, they have to do something there because I don't think Justin School can go 16 games at left tackle. And if they move Daniel Brunskill there, then that hurts another position. And then number 2, I think depending on D'Amico Ryan's defensive scheme, it's either edge rusher or cornerback, and then the other one would be 3. Because I think if they invest in a very solid pass rush, that does make it easier to not put as much money in cornerbacks, and you can go Emmanuel Mosley in a rookie or Emmanuel Mosley in another level corner of that, or a corner of that level. But so I think pass rush might be 2, and then cornerback 3, and then I have interior O-line, whether it's a center or a right guard, and put Brunskill at the other position, and then finally a versatile safety that can allow Jimmy Ward to remain versatile and play wherever he needs to, bounce around, and having another safety that can do that, kind of like Tart could, would help this defense a lot.
That's a pretty good list. I've got cornerback as my number 1, just because they don't have any on their roster right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting off at cornerback there. As far as the offensive line, I wasn't sure where I was going to rank them, but I ended up putting them in the top 5. I have offensive tackle at 2. And interior offensive line at 3. They have guys there that they've spent draft capital on. So it's not like they don't have guys right now, but if they could somehow improve, especially on the tackle over School, that would be a nice thing. On the interior offensive line, they need to get a center if at all possible so that they can move Brunskill away from that position. So I have those at 2 and 3. At number 4, I do have the quarterback position. I think they need to upgrade there. With either I don't know about necessarily upgrading, but they definitely need to have a plan going forward into 2022 and beyond. And so that's where the draft's going to come into play. And then at number 5, I have the defensive ends. I think they need to address that position. I think there's more of a need than people are saying. That's kind of drives their whole defense. If they can get somebody that can rush the passer over there outside of the to the side of opposite of Nick Bosa, that'd be huge.
Wow, I feel like I'm copying Jack's answers. I think I got the same ranking, like the exact same rankings. Number 1, it's obviously cornerback because they don't have anyone, man. They don't have anyone. I mean, sure, Emmanuel Mosley, but still, even if you re-sign Verrett and just say for the heck of it, just even if re-sign Verrett and Witherspoon, they still need a corner. Finally, draft one ideally, or even sign one. They need corners. Like that's there's no doubt about it. Number two and 3 is going to be offensive lineman, interior center guard, and offensive tackle, especially because I'm pretty much steadfast. I think Trent Williams is good as gone. And center position, obviously, not like we needed to hear anything else about Weston Richburg, about needing another surgery, but they definitely need an extra starter there to actually solidify that interior, actually take command. And then you just never know about the future of Mike McGlinchey if you ever want to dip into the draft for another future pick. So those ones for sure are the top 3. And then number 4, quarterback. Even if you take care of the offensive line, then they can make do with Garoppolo. But that's where number 4 comes in, because if you have someone more improved, like someone that can actually make a play with his feet, someone who's not afraid to stand in the pocket, someone who doesn't tap dance or does the clapping like Grant likes to do, then all of a sudden the offense raises its ceiling. And then number 5 for sure, edge rusher, because it's just going to be Nick Bosa and nobody. It's just going to be Nick Bosa. I'm not even going to pencil in D4 until I actually see him complete a full regular season game and the injury report comes out and it says he was okay. So until then, it's just pretty much Nick Bosa, who they're just going to double, triple team him until God knows end. So that they definitely need to look for someone there at the draft, or maybe some scrounge piece like a Marcus Golden that Nick loves to rave about, especially since now he's on the free agent market. So that's the way I'd rank it.
Yeah, corner has to be number 1 because they don't have any on the team. So that's always a need when you lack an entire position group. They got a draft, sign, all kind of stuff. They have Emmanuel Mosley, but he's also a restricted free agent. Who knows? I guess I agree with you guys. The next 2 would be the 2 offensive line positions, however you want to rank them. I think I would actually put interior over tackle, but it depends on what you think of Daniel Brunskill. What is he? Like, I don't see him as a center. I see him like his best position is tackle, his second best position is guard, and his third best position is center. I don't know if he's like a particularly good starter at any position, but I think he's built like a tackle. I think he's basically a better tackle than Mike McGlinchey right now. But I mean, maybe 285-pound Mike McGlinchey. He's better than that version. So in that sense, the Niners have two tackles in Brunskill and McGlinchey. They're just not ideal. I don't think they have a center. And it's a very important position on Shanahan's offense. It does all the line calls and stuff. So same principle as the cornerback position. There's none. No centers on the roster. It's very important. They definitely need to upgrade at offensive tackle. They definitely need to upgrade at quarterback. And just Nick Bosa isn't enough at DN. I think we got it. I think those are the 5 needs. Also, safety factors in, but that's like more of an honorable mention. I don't think wide receivers a need. I don't think tight ends a need. They might address these positions, but those are now you're getting into luxury land. So
the only one that you might want to say would be running back, just because of their injury history at that position. Maybe taking a guy like the kid out of North Carolina. He's a pretty good back.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Or Najee Harris if you really like him and you want to be like, I don't know. Do you guys like Najee Harris? What do you guys think of him?
I'm biased, so I love him.
I like all Bay Area guys, but I don't know
him.
About first round.
Is he better than Josh Jacobs, Alabama running back wise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I tweeted something out right at the end of the season about the Niners should jump up and get him for taking him in the first round.
Dude, it'd be so.
Okay, well, we can talk about him later then. We can talk about him later.